You know what we do every Monday, bringing in people who are doing amazing things, hear their successes, their challenges, people in all sorts of fields. And as you know, I know this is national, it's a national show, but I'm from Philly. I embrace Philly. I love Philly. So every chance I get to talk to people who are doing things nationally, but have the Philly roots, I love doing that. And the champ is here. He is a Hall of Famer, the champion, the oldest champ ever. Bernard Hopkins joins us. How are you, sir?
I'm good, man. I hope you and your family and everybody that's listening are doing well.
So people who don't know, and it's now, people have such a long history of your boxing and all of your successes and an entrepreneur. But for people who may not know as much of the story, take us back a little bit. What shaped you into Bernard Hopkins?
What shaped me into Bernard Hopkins, it goes all the way back to Raymond Rosen housing projects, 25th, 24th, and 23rd and Diamond. Family roots on really both sides, mother and father. So I came up in a fighting family. My uncle, Juju Hopkins, Johnny Clyde, also Arthur McLeod on my mother's side, which was her brother, which is, of course, my uncle. It became sort of like a tradition in the family. Now, migrating to Germantown, my mother, Shirley Mae Hopkins, God rest her soul, she knew that eventually she had to get her 3 boys and 4 girls out of that housing projects. And she did. I mean, Germantown from North Philly, that was sort of like a culture shock. And you got to remember, this is finding myself, but in the same token, I'm in this environment that I felt that was not, I knew it wasn't the one I came from, but I had to grow into understanding that my mother knew that she had to get us out of there because of the game worn back then, and because of the I guess, great opportunities that she had for herself working, things like that. But I still connected to my 6th grade teacher that taught us at Charles W. Henry School at Green and Carpenter Lane. Matter of fact, I put still today a playground there in honor of my mom. That's still there, and a big plaque right there at Charles W. Henry School. At 9, 10 years old when I was introduced to boxing through one of my uncles. So that amateur career was really short because of my behavior. Mm-hmm. That led me to the study center, Glen Mills, Greater Ford, Dallas. And of course, before you go to all those, Greater Ford and Dallas, is Holmesburg, which is on Charlesdale Avenue.
You talk about, Graterford and Dallas and what have you. And I bring that up because on this show, we like to show people that the success that people experience oftentimes came with steps. And now, because of the person that you are, the champ that you are, the businessman that you are, do you still share with young people that you went on that journey and had to kind of overcome that to be the person you are now?
Yeah, I speak often about it, and it's not in a bragging way. It's not in a way of glorifying those things, but they are part of my story. I mean, my story wouldn't be authentic. It wouldn't be legit if those things that I mentioned to, those trials and tribulations, you cannot, and I will not let anyone take that out to make it seem that it started off the way it looks or the way it is now. And that's absolutely not the case. So yes, to answer your question longer than I expect, yes, I have to, because that's part of my story, the good, the bad, and there's some ugly there.
I remember, and we were talking about this, you would come on the radio show with a guy named Johnny Sample, who ran the sports show at the station where I was. I know that was your guy. It was a team of people all at that radio station where we all were. And I remember you coming to the station then. And it's interesting now seeing you now because I'm sure you acknowledge this. You were not the guy that a lot of these promoters or other people wanted to deal with because you did it your way. And your way early on probably cost you money, but it got you to where you are now. Do you remember that and being that guy that they were like, man, this guy, he won't compromise?
Bill, do I remember that? No, listen. I remember that better than I probably can remember my Social Security number until I got up to 25 years old. I mean, these are things that's embedded in my soul. And I'm glad you mentioned it. You know why? Because there are multiple people that I'm still, including yourself, even though it's been a while, that remember these moments. Yes, it might, and I know not might, it had cost me money early on in my career because the gamble of those trials and tribulations normally defeats the person that's in that situation, fighter, business person, or any other person that's, I'll say, standing up for what he believes was right, going against a huge, powerful influence system and saying, listen, I'm going to continue to stay ready, not get ready. I'm going to continue to keep my eye on the biggest prize of ever is these titles that I must keep to have a voice. I said, I got to learn this business, Bill, but I also still got to have some power by keep winning these fights to be a champion. Because I figured that everybody loves a champion. Everybody loves a winner.